Hey guys, this is a quick review over what everybody should know and nobody knows about how you're supposed to make money organically in Google. And the best way to do it is with GPT these days because you can do this efficiently. And it's absolutely wonderful that that's true. Okay, 2 ways to make money organically. You create a small website, like 10 pages on it that pitch you. Every page tries to sell you. Every page is about your product and why people should buy. The features, the benefits, you versus the competitors, why they should be convinced to get your product 1 or 2 or your service 1, 2, or 3, about us and contact us pages, and that's it. And you're like, if I have to make a web page on my site, that's a lot of work, so I want to make sure it aims to sell me. Okay, that's you thinking about your sales in the organic section of Google, which is not where those pages belong. Because that is the point. Google says it's okay for you to have those pages. But if your website is mainly about selling you and that's it, then you don't deserve the front pages for the good keywords. Why? Because your competitors know a trick. And that trick is this. They understand that aside from the 10 pages that they're going to put in the menu, the home page, about us, contact us, feature, benefit, product, little drop downs, stuff like that, whatever the sales stuff is up here, that makes your website so important because that's where the money is. Create a bunch of other pages, like 290 more, that go into your sitemap, okay? And we can link into those pages in the paragraphs of your website and stuff like that. We can have little clickable links that go to those pages. We can have a list of popular pages. We can do different things like that, but a sitemap with a lot more pages, maybe 290 more pages. And they do not have to do with selling you at all. They just simply address all the typical questions and general topics that lead people to pick up their phone in the middle of a conversation and try to answer a question. Or just because they're curious and look something up. Or, it could be anything, but general purpose or curiosity. They're just, hey, how do I do this thing or that thing or the other thing? Okay? So you've probably heard it, right? Make pages that answer questions. Yeah, but what do? We go look up keywords that have little competition, high traffic, and they have little competition because they're not money keywords, so no one's thinking about competing for them. They look like useless keywords because you can't make money with them. Do you know what a big joke that is? It is completely the secret. You make the most money on those keywords because they're easiest to rank for and maintain. And once you're there, you get your ads in there. You have your top menu up here with all your sellable stuff. Even if the page doesn't sell anything at all, but it's about you. It's about what you sell. You can have a little click, call to action bar floating that says, hey, whenever you're ready to start, call us now. Or if you need our services or want our thing, call us now. Or to learn more about whatever it is, call us now. That way, when they're reading the topic, some of the people want to click on that. Some of the people want to click on the top menu thing. Some of the people get to the bottom of the topic and you've got hey, here's the best option that we've seen out of all we've tried. Click here, and even in the middle of the page between the paragraphs, you can have little ads and stuff. Okay, pattern interrupts. Why do you want to create a whole ton of pages that have nothing to do with selling you except they're offering the ads on the side? Because it's the same world except something's changed. In the first case, you got your 10 pages and that's it, and it's for selling you. Google frowns on that in the organic section. That's where you should pay for ads and be in the ads and compete for revenue. But you're never useful to people looking up general purpose information, which is why everyone skips the ads and goes down here. Because they're not trying to get sold directly. They're trying to get their questions answered. They're looking for free information. How many searches do you do on Google every day on your phone, just absent-mindedly? It's like, oh, I wonder about this, and you search for it. You know how many other people are doing the exact same searches on their phones constantly all day long? For every one search I do that has to do with buying something, I probably do 1,000 searches that have nothing to do with buying something. They're just me floating around, surfing, figuring out answers to things. Okay, how much is that worth? Such a huge amount that if you build websites up that already get traffic coming to it, general purpose traffic, and it's consistent, That right there makes your site sellable. Right there, your site is valuable, even if it doesn't make a dime. Okay? The very nature of the human traffic hitting your site every day means it's worth money to guys with deeper pockets who have cash, who want to buy that from you. Because they're not web savvy enough to make it happen on their own, or they don't want to put the effort in, but they want to buy it because it's already generating the traffic. Because now they can look at what the pages are about and they can stick their own ads in there. Say, attach their own AdSense streams, put their own affiliate links in, their own clickbait links, their own Amazon links, and they can start making money off the human traffic that's coming. Because some of the guys who are looking, who are curious, are going to actually want to buy something. Okay? And that's where you get, again, your menu at the top, your call to action. Let me just show you what this looks like real quick. It's really important to understand. GPT allows us to start building those pages, 290, 300 pages. You can do them in a few days because GPT will write all the content like a perfect expert. You don't have to know anything about the topic, no matter how technical, okay? And no, don't give medical advice or legal advice. It's something called your money or your life, YMYL. That's a different measurement. But let's say we're just talking about general purpose stuff that doesn't risk destroying anybody's value of life if they get it wrong. All right, check it out. One website, okay? 113,000 clicks per month on average. They started this thing when? October. They pretty much started to build their traffic out, like probably 300 pages or 400 pages on this thing. And over the course of time, as Google saw that people hit the pages and would scroll up and down, click on other pages, click links, boom, 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 boom. Did they have more pages of content along the way? I imagine so. Maybe as they saw this dip, they said, uh-oh, a dip. And they added some more pages of content and they just redoubled their efforts. Now, what is that traffic worth? 48,000 a month. Okay? That's 48,000 if they had to pay per click, right? To get that kind of traffic. That's huge. And you know what's funny? I can show you a lot of sites like this. Here's another one. Kind of got started back in November, and it's been coming up off the charts since. They got about 126,000 visitors a month. You know, they're showing up for 72,500 keywords. And the pay-per-click value is 40,500 a month that you would have to pay per click to get that traffic. That means if you're trying to profit, you have to first subtract 40,500 from the profit you're making by the month because you had to spend the money to get the traffic. Except not in this case. Wouldn't you love to own this website? Because no matter what these keywords are, they're related to something where, because all the traffic's pouring in, go find out what they're related to and go find something like that you can sell on there. You give me any topic and I'll tell you a bunch of things you could sell because they're kind of related. And I know you know that. Whether it's about pets or kids or art or automotive or name it, household stuff, garden, sports, you name it. There's stuff that you can put ads up for, right? On basically any general purpose topic in any industry. Well, here's what's funny. The guys who are showing up for 70,000 keywords here, there's 72,500 here. Isn't that similar? Isn't that oddly similar? About 113, 48.2, 126, 40.5. The numbers are kind of similar, aren't they? They were started also at a similar time. Do you know why? It's the same guys who own both of these websites. So you can add this together. You can add that together. You can add that together, except that you can't. They basically did the project with the same keywords on both sites so that they can have two front page results for the same keywords. By and large, they're going for tons of keywords. They're going to be mixed all over the place, but I think you get the idea. It's crazy, isn't it? That way, their second project was much easier than their first project because the project that pushed them up, they built all the files to make that happen. So they used the same file, same keywords, same rules, same queries to GPT to build the second project that built the first one. So they have two that are quite similar to each other, growing neck and neck. Let's check it out. Let's keep going. 110,000 keywords, 165,000 monthly clicks. 87,800 is the SEO value of those clicks, right? Somebody would have to pay almost 88,000 a month before they get into profit, right? Like as they're spending the money on the ads and collecting money on the sales, they've got 87,800 worth of expense to recover before they get into profit, right? That's how pay-per-click works. Crazy, huh? So these guys built that up organically. They didn't do it with buyer keywords. They did it with non-buyer keywords. But 165,000 searches a month, you want to break that down to the average minute, okay? They got traffic constantly coming to the website. That's like when you're standing in the store, in the mall, and you've got your storefront here in the mall, right? It's not like the hallways are empty and you're screaming for somebody to come to your storefront. That's what a 10-page website in the organic section is like. But no, what if it's the middle of a Saturday and everyone's pouring up and down the hallways? Some of them are glancing at your store and contemplating it, and some of the people actually walk in your store, right? Biggest thing you could ever want is the flow of people constantly going by so that you can get your share of the interested people, right? That's how you win organically, is that you show up for the easy to grab, low-hanging fruit keywords that you can rank for automatically. And as the people are coming, that's when you offer yourself one way or another, one way and another. Check it out. 63.8 thousand people, 98,000 people, 44,000 people. And you know what? If you do the math, it's something like this. It's like, what do we find out? The equivalent of $290,000 a month worth of pay-per-click costs to be at the top. In other words, if you're not web savvy and you don't want to put the time in to build websites like this, or you don't know how, then you've got a pay-per-click. Right? That's what the people have to do if they don't know how to win the organics game. And if their websites aren't good enough. And so they pay per click. Most people do that. They don't know what else to do. And so they would have to spend $290,000 a month for that much traffic. By the way, you know how much traffic it is? It is, clear, 600,000 visitors a month. Divided by 30 days is 20,000 per day. Divided by, let's say, 18 hours in the US, because it's US traffic that we're after. So it's like 1,111 visitors to the page per hour, through the pages per hour. So if you have your ads on these pages, I mean, you're talking about per hour, 1,111 people walking by your storefront, some of them looking in. Maybe a few walking in per hour, for the awakened part of a typical day. So what are the keywords they're showing up for? How many ounces in a gallon? 6 tablespoons to cups. 2 cups to ounces. 180 Celsius to Fahrenheit. C to F. 3/4 cup to ounces. How much volume is there? You know how many people search for how many ounces are in a gallon every month? About 152,000 people do that search. So they're getting like 1,400 clicks on their website per month out of that, because their rank is right about here, number 20. The higher they climb, the more percentage of this they get, okay? Because the more visible they get at the top, above the fold, and so on and so on and so on. Tons of traffic. That's where the traffic comes from. Low keyword difficulty keywords with high volume that are not money keywords, but they've got their ads on those pages. For anyone who's interested in cooking, they can pitch stuff for that. Crock pots, sharp knives, cheese cutting tools, food processors, you name it. Can you think of what you can sell for most of these things? Sure. It's not going to be hard to figure it out. Okay. Guess what the next website's after? As a matter of fact, you know what's really funny? The rank is 14 on the same 152,000 volume because it's the same keyword. How many ounces in a gallon? How many ounces in a gallon? Same 152,000 total searches per month, but they're number 14 right now. They rose 8 points in the rank, right? They rose 19 positions to 20. So they used to be 39. Now they're number 20 and rising still. So their SEO clicks went up. They got about 1,400, which is 680 more clicks in the month than they got the month before. Okay. At the same time, this other one right next to it almost. These websites are just a few spots apart from each other on the same keyword results on Google. They got 1,900 clicks on this website, which is 700 more than last month for the same keyword. Some people click that website, some click that website. Because whatever was said, however it is the page is pitched, just caught their eye. So can you believe it? Add it up. They got 1,400 clicks here plus 1,900 clicks here. So what is that? 3,300 clicks between the two websites. But we're not done. They're also showing up for 180 C to F and a bunch of other things, 6 ounces to cups. Both of them. You got this. These other websites are very much the same kind of thing. So take a look. 113,000 clicks. 126,000 more clicks. 165,000 more clicks. These are humans clicking on pages. 63,800 more clicks. Okay? For mostly the same kind of keywords. How many tablespoons in a cup? How many ounces in a gallon? 8 ounces to milliliters. 180 Celsius to Fahrenheit. You know what that means? They own these keywords. Basically, all the websites you could possibly click on are theirs, for these keywords. That means they've got basically all the traffic coming through those keywords. What if you sold the stack of websites together to one big buyer who had deep pockets and really wanted to take total control of the market at that level? Now, you can't do this for every kind of project. How many ounces in a cup? We can't have an ad for a locksmith in case you lost your keys just now. Because how would you lose your keys just now and be searching for how many ounces in a cup? If you lost your keys, you'd be searching for a locksmith, not how many ounces are in a cup. So there's no point in that. But most of it is this. Go the other way around. Start by finding the industry, then looking up the low-hanging fruits keywords that you can get, right? And then list them, figure out how much traffic that is, and decide, okay, these are the keywords that have low keyword difficulty, high volume, that I can achieve, that I can build the pages for, and make this website out of, okay? And then I'm going to put this thing up. I'm going to monetize it with AdSense to get Google to kind of back my rank. I'm going to throw in some ads for Amazon or something, and I'm going to make this thing profitable hard and fast, and then I want to pitch it for sale. Why would you want to pitch it for sale? There's the last one, by the way, 43,800 clicks. Tell you why. Say you make a certain amount of money by the month, and say you get to the point where it's fixed income, it's solid, okay? I don't care. 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month, 2,000 a month, 20,000 a month. Name a number. Okay? 5,000 a month. Just throwing the number in the air. Now, if you're making 5,000 a month, basically month after month, you're making 5,000 a month. So that's cool. But what if you sold the website? How much can you sell it for? Like 20 to 30 to 40 times that amount of money down. A guy will literally pay you for the equivalent of 2.5 years worth of your earnings right now today. 2.5 years worth of that monthly income collected today, cash in hand, no problem, no questions. Guaranteed. So why would he do that? A few reasons. One, he's reselling those leads because he knows how to monetize them better. to his own clients, or he's writing these projects out because he's quite convinced that they're going to last longer than 2.5 years on the recursor, and he's borrowing the money from the bank. Not because he's buying a website, they wouldn't pay him for that as a bank loan, but because it's monetized or monetizable, okay? Banks will invest when you have tons of human traffic to a thing and you can show them the simple plan for how you're going to monetize on that. It doesn't take much effort to say, here's a website in this industry or a website that's general purpose, and here's how we're going to monetize it. And because it has so many pages ranking for so many keywords with so much traffic, it's not going to mean any effort to do. So that's another way. There are more. There are some guys who are just investors, but this is virtual real estate, and it can be flipped because the guys who don't know how to build it or they don't want to put the time into it would rather that you did the work and then they bought it from you. Okay. So what happens if you're able to collect like 2.5 years worth of income back down right now? Right? We'll buy a bunch more websites, wash, rinse, repeat. Use the same keyword lists to build up your next websites. And then start by reaching out to the same guy. Hey, I got more websites showing up for the same keywords. You want to get those too? He might. You could offer him a discount. So what if we're doing all that for you ourselves because we know how to do all this? That's the Website Flipping Club. That's what we're doing. You're paying us to build websites like these and then split the sale with you 50-50. Okay? So AdSense revenue, we'll split that 50-50 with you. It won't be a lot probably, but the fact of the matter is it's cool. It adds up. It's transparent and trackable to look at the AdSense earnings for the website. It's crystal clear. By the month, it's obvious. And you can look in places like SpyFu right here to watch the new websites growing because SpyFu tracks billions of websites and all the new ones appear. We can just add them into the list so it knows to track them. You could add it in the list if we didn't. It's so stupid simple to make sure that that's transparent. And as the curve gets up, you don't want to sell it while it's still rising. But once it starts to kind of level off and it's pretty much reached the highest point of what it can do for the pages it has, the topics it has, then that right there, multiply that value, SEO value, by about 30. We're splitting. So you could make 5 times your money back in 3 to 4 months. You could make 10 times your money back in 3 to 4 months. You could make 15 or 20. Who knows? It's whatever levels off to in the end. I've had people say, well, why not build a bunch more pages first? Then what? Then we have like another 3-month curve to double it? Well, then we make double on the sale, right? We lost. If you come up 3 months and you can sell it and make 10 times over on your money, and you put it into new websites and 3 months later you make 10 times over on that, you're making a lot more than if you take the website, get it up here, and then continue to add to it and only double your money. That's where the loss is. So we're going to cram these properly, push them up hard, let them level, and once the levels and steadies at this level, boom, set them up for sale. Now, the one thing I like that we do a little differently is we're not aiming for general purpose keywords like tavern key. These are like tavern, restaurant, brewery websites for pretty much anyone under the sun, right? There's no specialty to it. So you get people of all ages, all colors, and by colors, I mean everything. Preferences, interests, that cascade of humanity, right? That chromatic cascading of humanity. Great. But it's hard to know what everyone wants to buy. Not everyone's going to be into gardening. Not everyone's got kids. Not everyone's got pets, right? But what if you go after the specific industries and look up the keywords that are reachable within that industry? We did it with landscaping, and we looked up the keywords we could get. And it adds up to 2 million searches a month. We looked up paintball, 2 million searches a month. We looked up airsoft, 1 million searches a month. Do we have to be fans of paintball or airsoft? Do we even have to know how to play the game? GPT does. GPT will write about anything we ask it to in exhaustive detail, and it'll create the whole thing properly. Introduction, opening statement, outline. After the outline, it'll do comparing A and B, A and C, pros and cons, FAQs, case studies, summary, and conclusion. It'll create the powerful page like that with a lot of sections on it. And then we got that table of contents box that appears with the clickable links to go right down to the section you're looking for. Highly organized information. Okay? So, the difference between the old way and the new way. The old way. Every page you made pitched you because you had to hammer away to make it. And so it seemed like hell. It was hard. It was a lot of work. And no fun at all. So you only made 10 pages and they all sold you. The new way. Start off doing that anyway. Make those pages. Use GPT. It'll make your world easier. Make the pages faster and better and read cooler. And then just adjust them. Then what? Then we look up the other keywords you can show up for in your industry. There are like 1 million keywords in every industry. And out of the 1 million, there are an easy like 100,000 that we can create pages for. And so one page can show up for like 200 keywords, we found out, if it's done right. And that's like with the table of contents block is like one of the best shortcuts ever. And then the immediate link to the next page, the previous page. I mean, it's all so simple. So that's the way to go. Anyone who thinks I can't even imagine that you can flip a website for 20 or 30 times over, let me show you a couple of sites where it's common. Okay, this makes money through affiliate links and display advertising. What do you think display advertising basically means? Google Ads, Google AdSense. Okay, it means they display ads that are interesting to the viewer. Okay, affiliate is those links like Amazon links or other direct affiliate links to certain companies to sell something that they have. Like if we do landscaping, we can have affiliate links directly to a patio furniture store, you know, for your tables and your chairs and your big sun umbrellas that can tilt this way and that and roll up and unroll very easily. Stuff like that. Okay. Monthly income, $30K a month. Price to buy it, $1,255,000. They're going to negotiate. This price will come down a chunk. These guys might sell for $30K. They might sell for $900K. Okay, that'd be 30 times over, by the way. And you can look up and down at all the different price elements and stuff. You can come down to $2,000 a month income with multiple display advertising Amazon. And it can still sell for like, who knows what it's going to sell for. They're offering it for 83. This thing though, probably even 40 times over too is 80. So this is like a 40 time over assumption, right? That's nuts, isn't it? Now look at this. Sports and hobbies, health and fitness, culinary, home, food and beverage, apparel and accessories, automotive information, quizzes, health and fitness, equipment, personal care, occasions and gifts, medical. I don't even know if we want to touch that. Hobbies and home, home information, apparel and accessories, beauty, dating, lifestyle, travel. What's that mean? Tons of industries, different from each other, where you can imagine how to create useful, interesting pages that people are already searching up for sheer curiosity, those 100 searches a day that are not based on buying, but are based on curiosity. Crazy. Let me show you another site. It goes even further. Flippa. It's like one of the most common sites out there for this, isn't it? And it tells you like the amount of payment cost is like 4.6 times the yearly profit. So that would be like 4.5 years of payment up front for this website. Okay? Wow. I mean, it just is, for anyone who's wondering, this stuff happens. Here's a website. The site age is 16 years. That one's been up 4 years, has been up 16. It's growing. It's got a good growth curve and leveled out maybe. 16, they probably got it up to here and it kind of leveled out. But there you go. The payment would be $1,600,000 is the listing. So it's like 8 years prepayment for that website. Okay? Isn't that nuts? I mean, I'm sure they'll negotiate it down. It might go for 5 years over. But there you have it. That's huge money, right? And then when you think, I can flip it, I can flip it, I can flip, I can buy one, flip it, buy 10, flip it, buy 100, flip it, buy 1,000. Websites. That's what we're talking about. Keep going. Anyone who thinks, wow, man, we're just going to overwhelm the industry, the answer is no. Because the industry is endless and huge, and there's no such thing as a roof. You can always keep adding more and outweighing the other guys. And we're really, really good at it. But I want to just come down to even point this out. Here's a website with $398 profit per month. Not even $400 per month. But look at this. There's 2 bids with an asking price of $25K on a website making $400 a month, which is almost 5,000 years. So this is almost, well, this is like as a matter of fact, it's 5.7 years worth of profit up front. Okay. Isn't that nuts? So anyone who's wondering why would people buy these is because websites that have gotten that far, if people keep adding to them, they'll keep getting more money. Okay. I mean, take a powerful website that's already been anchored down and anchored in like that, start throwing your ads on it, add some more content because you're full of energy. Maybe the seller's exhausted. They already did everything they could with that thing. They're sick and tired of it even. They want to get out of it even, move on to other things. And so they're trying to collect some good money on the way out the door. And the new buyer, he's like, I'm ready to take it over. Where for you, that was your ceiling. For me, that's my ground floor. Now I can move in and start playing around, right? Heck yeah, man. So just letting you know, this is crazy cool. So even a $400 a month website can go for $25K. We're charging $1,500 to build these. You're paying us $1,500 to get us to build the whole thing for you. You're not doing anything. You don't choose a domain name. You don't need to do anything. You just need to wait your place in line as we're pounding these sites out. We're finishing off the most impressive page speed updates ever. And we're just like a week away from being done with that. And once that's finished, we are finished with all the development stuff. And we already started this. It's already starting to shine. We just got this going. But we paused for the page speed stuff because it stole all our time. It's hard to do. But now that we're done, almost no one can catch us. Probably no one can catch us. We have not only maximized page speed, but we've done it on sites that are fully dynamic and remote controllable. Nobody has both of those things because they're kind of opposed. The way you make websites faster is by stripping the power out. As you add power, page speed goes down. It's a choice. But we've figured out how to do both the hard way. By the way, nobody has remote control websites that we've ever heard of. And so not only do we have remote control websites, we learned how to make them fully maximize on page speed. This is like a first in the nation as far as we know. And we've got all the rest of it figured out. And we're doing it without having to pay monthly for page speed assistance. We're not paying the big tools that do it for us. We literally did it in the coding of the templates. That was hard. I'm telling you. I want to just punch myself until I faint and sleep for a while. Hard. Then I'll get up and get back to it. But anyway, there you go. By the way, our website, our landscaping website, when we're getting expired domains and auction domains, one of the advantages we have, when it says site age 10 years, site age 3 years, well, guess what? We got a domain called Skenius in landscaping, which has 2 million searches a month for low-hanging fruit keywords. And this thing's 2015. That makes it an 8-year-old website. So I'm going to put site age 8 years. Possibly, right? If that's how that works, heck yeah, you know? And we'll just haggle the price over the reality from there. But I've got curves to show. By the way, the guys who have these websites, they sell them very easily. These guys right here, they bought the website, like in here, they built the content for like a month at StarterRank. 3 months in, they sold it. And it's sold for 10 times what they bought it for on the domain side of the house. I don't know what they sold the website for. They sold the domain for 10 times over what they bought it for. They bought the domain originally for like $450 or $500. and they sold it for like 4,500 to 5,000, literally 10 times over. They made 10 times back in 3 months. Okay. Now they probably had some expenses. They were probably paying by the month for the page speed and paying up front for those 300 pages of powerfully written contents. We don't need to do that. We built that stuff into our templates, so we're more competitive, but not even that. Even if they're creating these websites, they're probably doing them by hand. We can see the offset. Like they started back here with some of these and used the monies that they got to buy more and build them up. And then buy more later and build them up, right? And stuff like that. Okay, and then buy more later and build it up. So they're doing this to keep making their money, right? Well, I'll tell you what's cool is the fact that we can do this in an automated fashion. We have the only tool I know that can auto-generate these websites at will, so to speak. Really crazy. I want to point out one last thing just to help lock it in. Look at this. How much Celsius can you drink in a day? Talking about the Celsius drink that you can buy in any gas station, basically, out of the freezer or whatever, the fridge. The general recommendation is that a healthy person can drink up to 1 can per day. If you're planning on having more than this, then it's best to do so in moderation. Okay. Guess what? That came off of what website? Oxbow Tavern. That website, when you click the link and it takes you there, it's pitching me Allbirds shoe stills. Those guys are aggressive about constantly pitching me Allbirds shoes. That's one reason AdSense can work. It's pitching the viewer what the viewer is interested in if it knows who the viewer is. If I log out of Google and it doesn't know who I am, you know what these ads are going to pitch me? Celsius. Most people are logged into Google anymore. I don't know what the percentage is, but I'd say quite a few. Because parents want to separate themselves from their kids' activities and stuff, and husbands and wives even. Check it out, Celsius, right? How much can you drink in a day? And it's an article about that, right? Amazon. Man, that makes so much sense. If you want to drink a lot of Celsius in a day, you must be a Celsius fan. Anyone who's coming to this page, and it gets a lot of traffic. Guess what? They got their Amazon links on here. You know what's funny? They've got the keywords here. Okay, just the keyword list. How much Celsius can you drink in a day? That's like on every one of these guys' websites, man. How much Celsius can you drink in a day is on here too. How much can you drink in a day is on here too. How much can you drink a day is on here too. It's the same thing for all these websites so that they can own the niches. You know what that means? They're probably most to all of the websites that show up for the question. You know what that means? They have these same Amazon links probably on all of those pages. All those different pages that show up for the same search. Talk about maximizing the money you can make. When you can capture basically all of the traffic, because you have multiple websites on the front page for the keywords, because you built the pages for keywords no one else is going after. And because they're not money keywords, but they're related. And you throw in your ads on all of those pages. I think you get the idea. And so when these things are listed for sale, they can be sold based on the human value of the traffic, if it were pay-per-click value, and or how much the website is monetizing by the month. There was a heavy emphasis on how much does the website earn. But a lot of guys, when they buy them, they're not worried about what you earned off of it because you're probably just some lowly affiliate. But if it's a landscaping website we built, I might put some affiliate links to the patio furniture. But the patio furniture company would want to buy that website and put their own ads on there for all their patio furniture. And to heck with me, get me out of the way. They'll make a lot more money than I can as a simple affiliate. Right? If they can own the website and put their own personal ads on it. Okay, I think you get the point. Website Flipping Club, make sure to contact me so you can get in. The sooner you get in, the better, because every next guy that comes aboard is going to be backlinking up to you, which you're backlinking up to the guy that came before you, who's backlinking the guy who came before him. But that's okay. There's always going to be more people joining, and even you're going to cycle back around. So everyone keeps helping everyone else just by being active. Okay, I think I made my point. Hope you found this interesting, and I hope you learned a lot. Ranking organically means doing it this way, and this is the way Google expects you to do it. And you'll make a lot of money doing it this way. All right.